Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Alicia Hurt here, your servant leader. And we are here to talk about Yoni steaming. So if you attended our first initial class, we went through the intro. I'll do a little bit of that today, but then I'm going to expand on the Yoni steaming today, so that way we can move forward. So if you need to catch up, if you didn't attend that class, you can go to our YouTube channel and I will place that in the chat. You can go to our YouTube channel and check out the first Yoni steaming class. So again, my name is Alicia Hurd. I am the executive director and the founder for I See My Baby. We have a women's wellness center in Bainbridge, Georgia, 310 South Scott Street, Bainbridge, Georgia, across the street from the Family Dollar, and it used to be the Department of Labor building. We are actually celebrating our grand opening on the 15th at 10:30 a.m. So please come on out, take a tour of the facility, learn about us, and get some refreshments and some special prizes. So our programming that we have at the Wellness Center is to support women and families in general, but women they're the focus. And so if you are looking to have a baby, going through infertility, maybe going through some type of trauma, or wanting to blossom and flourish as a woman, we always start you with Yoni steaming because it is carnal and spiritual. When I say carnal, I mean it helps with your period cramps. It helps with your hygiene. If you are suffering with some type of fibroids or ailment in the womb area, it supports with that. It is a way also spiritually to help you detox and to work through trauma. Because as women, like I said, we hold everything in our womb. So it is very therapeutic. Let's jump right into the course. If I do not answer your question, feel free to reach out to me. You can DM me. You can email me at info@icmybaby.org. You can call the center at 229-939-3240. You can also go on our website. We have a plethora of information, icmybaby.org. So this course will expand on foundational knowledge of Yoni steaming with a focus on advanced applications. So you'll learn to address specific health concerns using targeted herbal blends. You'll build your confidence through scenario-based learning and interactive discussions. We've had women come in since we've opened, and they're very apprehensive. They're very nervous and frankly scared because they're just not sure. And so hopefully you will get those questions answered here. Here we go. So this is just the brief overview. If we were in person, there's some sections here that we would really, really go deep into. But because we're virtual, I'll go over it, but just not as deep. If there's anyone here that is watching live and you have any questions, you can place them in the chat and then I will get to them. And then I would also recommend that you share this because you never know what woman needs the support. And we have a national footprint. We have partners literally all over. So if you're not in Bainbridge, Georgia, and you would like to Yoni steam, we have partners that we can refer you to. All right, so let's answer the question of what is Yoni steaming. It is a holistic practice using steam infused with herbs to support vaginal health. So similar to the tea that you actually drink. The tea that you actually drink, if you think about that, that is what it is. So it's nothing that has any chemicals in it or anything that is harsh that will throw off your pH balance or do any harm or make you itchy or anything of that sort. It's holistic herbs. And the key benefits of the steaming is to help with hormonal balance, womb cleansing, emotional healing, and relaxation, and of course, stress relief. So you want to avoid steaming if you're pregnant, if you have an active infection, an open womb, or during menstruation. So for hormonal imbalances, we have certain blends, right? So it's breaking it down to you. If you have PCOS, if you have menopause and any of those things, it is showing you what are the herbs that will help counteract that. The same for emotional support and healing. If you need a detox, if you are looking for fertility support or postpartum recovery. So after a baby, once the doctor clears you, usually it's that 6-week period, then we recommend you come in and have your Yoni steam. Because even though we have cycles every month and you've bled after the baby, you still have things on your lining that need to be removed. And so the Yoni steam will help you with that. Women that use this for menstrual cramps and bleeding heavy, you definitely see the results. The color will change, the time frame will change, and your cramps will either go away or be minimal. And I will contest to that because that is one of the primary reasons that I myself steam. Now, at the Wellness Center, we have a general blend, and then we do have special blends to support you with infertility, postpartum, things of that sort. So when you come in, you'll talk to myself or one of the lovely ladies at the front desk, and we ask you what your intention is for the steam, and then that will help us to determine what blend will work for you. So let's talk about the timing and the frequency of your steam, and these are recommended. Again, every woman that walks through those doors, you will have a chance to meet with me or with our lead doula and birthing experience coordinator, Tiffany Austin, and we will help get you on a program and regimen for your steam. So for timing, if you are premenstrual, we say 2 to 3 days before your period. You want to steam because it'll help with relaxation and the pain relief when you do menstruate. Post-menstrual, so if you finish your menstrual cycle, you can come on in. It's best to help with cleansing and refreshing yourself after your period. Postpartum, it helps with the discharge. Like I said, 4 to 6 weeks, once your doctor says that you're cleared, normally it's 6. You're cleared, you're good to go for everything else, all activities, then you want to come in and steam. And then pre-ovulation for fertility support, you want to come in before you ovulate, and the steaming really helps to get things going so that you can get pregnant. So when you think about your frequency, think about general maintenance. So if you go get your hair done, your nails done, you go to the dentist every 6 months, you go to your gynecologist every year, unless you have an issue. You get your mammograms over 40 every year. So think of Yoni steaming the same way. It's a routine. It is for your womb health. So you want to come as frequent as you need your general maintenance. So typically it's monthly. If you have a chronic condition and you're working on your fibroid or endometriosis, then that can be a weekly or a bi-weekly program for you. If you're working on emotional healing, you've gone through some type of traumatic event, whether it's rape, whether it is just something very traumatic, maybe you're grieving a loss of a loved one, maybe you've had a miscarriage, maybe you want to birth a dream and it's just weighing heavily on you. If you're going through depression, if you have a lack of faith, there are like a number of reasons why you need emotional healing. Then you want to do it either on a weekly basis, depending on the severity, or we can scale it up to that bi-weekly or monthly time. But like I said, once we meet and we really talk through what your intention is, then we can come up with a plan. All right, so let's talk through the safety protocols. So herb safety, you want to avoid toxic herbs. We do not use toxic herbs. All of our herbs are organic. And like it says, always source organic or food grade herbs. And this is necessary because a lot of times folks say, well, you know what, I can just do it on my own. That's fine, but we want you to be safe. We want you to be safe. You want to ensure that the steam is warm, but not too hot to prevent burns. And ours are not hot at all. When you sit on the chair, at first you'll be like, nothing's happening. What's going on? Don't worry, sis. It's going to happen. And as you sit there and making sure you sit and open up, after about maybe 5 minutes or so, you'll start to feel the steam, but you do not want it to be hot. You don't want it to burn. It's just like just a refreshing, just steam. The session should be 20 to 45 minutes. At the center, we do 45 minutes. And it really depends on your comfort level and your goal. One steam after I had my son, I felt like I was on fire inside, and that's because I didn't have a steam in a while, and I had a lot that I needed to release. And thinking back at it, I'm like, yeah, you did. Like your mom was going through her health concerns. You were trying to figure out your identity as far as career-wise and your purpose. You know, you had just had your 4th child. I had just recently was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And so it was a lot. I had a traumatic event. I shared it on social media where literally I almost died on the highway. An accident with a tractor trailer almost hit me. But nevertheless, I was going through a lot during that steam. And so I needed that 45 minutes. And I was on fire. Like I was like, what in the world? But I felt so much better afterwards. So ladies, you got to really think through what is your need, what is your intention, and hone in on that during your Yoni steam session. And thank God it was a session with my friends, with my girlfriends. So they kind of helped me through it. It was hilarious. But yeah, so every steam is different. Every intention is different. You, like we said before, you want to avoid doing it during pregnancy, if you're menstruating, if you have any infections or wounds, and after a recent surgery, because you don't want to counteract what's going on. Definitely not in pregnancy, because you want to hold that baby. You don't want to contract, because Yoni steaming helps that with the tightening of your uterus and things of that sort. Menstruation, of course, you just don't want to do it. You're menstruating. You don't want to steam. And with infections. So the Yoni steaming is definitely good for all ages, for teenagers, and if you're in reproductive years, menopause women, and as precautions. Again, we're going to keep saying it because we need you to understand, if you're pregnant, if you're menstruating, if you have any open source infections, please don't do it. So for teenagers, it helps them to, if they have irregular periods, it helps them to regulate it. Again, not during your period, so either before or after your period. It helps in the reproductive years, with fertility, if you have menstrual pain, and definitely for postpartum care. It alleviates dryness for those that are going through menopause or perimenopause, hot flashes, and discomfort. Okay, so we're going to do a scenario. I'm going to be talking to myself. I'll talk to myself, but here's the case study for you. So Maria is 4 weeks postpartum, and she wants to start Yoni steaming to speed recovery and balance her hormones. She's breastfeeding and is concerned about the herb safety. So here are some key points to think through. Which herbs are safe for her, right? How often should she steam? And what additional support can complement her recovery? I love this picture. She's like, I don't know. All right, so here are the answers. So they provide all of the different herbs. You guys can read. Here are all of the different herbs that are recommended for her scenario. We want her to avoid certain herbs like peppermint or sage that may reduce her milk supply. So that's why it's great to have a discussion with myself, like I said, or with Miss Tiffany, so that we understand your intention and that we give you the right blend. And then the frequency for her would be, you want to start weekly for 15 to 30 minutes for her, because she is just, coming off of having that baby. She doesn't really need intense steam, but she needs the steaming, the benefit of the steam. And what is the complementary support? Gentle abdominal massages. And we actually have a massage therapist. She is also licensed and specializes in pregnancy massages. So you could schedule that through us at the Wellness Center. It helps with hydration and also with nutrient-rich diet. So we would talk through what are you eating and give her some recommendations for her diet. All right, scenario 2. You guys ready? Painful periods. So Tasha has menstrual cramps, a natural remedy. She's heard about the steaming, but she has no prior experience. So she's nervous, like a lot of you guys are when you come in the center. You're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Are you going to steam my vagina off? Like, I'm so scared. So let's talk about Tasha's case. So when should she steam for maximum relief for the period cramps? What herb blends would be most effective? And are there additional practices she can combine with steaming? So let's see. So her timing, her steam should be 2 to 3 days before her period begins, and again after her period for cleansing. So here are the recommended herbs for her to support with the period cramps. And then her additional practices will be a warm bath. She want to do pelvic stretches. And if you're not sure about what a pelvic stretch is, we offer yoga on a weekly basis starting on the 20th of this month. You can come in and you can understand and learn about the pelvic stretches. Also, once a month, we do the West African dance in support of moving, but also understanding your body and again, how to stretch your well-being. So those are 2 opportunities at the Wellness Center that you can get involved with to help you if you have period cramps and need support. Also, teas, they're the 2 different teas, the chamomile or the ginger, that can also help with the period cramps. All right, so our next scenario, it's about emotional healing. So Nia is going through a breakup. She seeks emotional release through Yoni steaming. She's looking for a holistic approach to healing. Well, Nia, we got your back, girl. Here's the discussion. So, which herbs are most effective for emotional support? How can rituals enhance her steaming practice? And what is an ideal frequency for her particular situation? Okay, Nia, let's give you some answers, girl. So here are the herbs that will help you with your emotional healing, going through your breakup. It's okay. Your rituals. So you want to set your intentions before you steam it. We talked about that before. You want to practice that deep breathing. Again, if you need support with the deep breathing, come to our yoga sessions. We can help you with that. Also, journaling. And if you're not sure what journal to use, we have journals in our Amazon store. If you go to icmybaby.org, or if you go into Amazon and just put in Alicia Hurt with 2 T's, all of our books will come up. We have over 40 of them, and we have a couple of journals there for you to choose from. Or you can use affirmations. And we do have affirmations at the Wellness Center. If you want us to send them to you, you can DM us, you can call us, you can email us, and we will share with you some of our affirmations that we use during our Yoni steaming sessions that you can use. Also, I would add to this, schedule a consultation with me as your life coach, so that way we can try to work through this breakup or any traumatic event that you have gone through, right? And then the frequency for your steaming would be weekly, right? You would have weekly sessions for a month, and then you'll meet again with me and we'll talk through it and reassess what are your emotional needs at this point. Because sometimes you get over it quickly, but if it's been a long-term relationship, maybe if there was some domestic violence or some verbal type abuse or what have you, it may take some time, right? I know on one of my recent podcasts, I spoke to a lady that talked about being married and dating narcissists and how she would continuously draw them in and not knowing it was her, and she needed to do her life work and reassess herself before she started dating again, because she just kept on finding these narcissists. So if you're going through something like that, of course, it would take more than a month for us to really work through your emotional healing. All right, so we're going to integrate the holistic practices to complement the steaming. So we talked about the yoga and meditation for the stress relief. Also the herbal teas that align with your steaming goals. And we do have some of those teas available for purchase, or you can even try it out when you come to the wellness center. You can have a cup of tea, a spot of tea while you're there. Also the womb massage to promote circulation. And again, we do have a massage therapist, Ms. Deborah Brock, that will be joining us. And we're setting up that space at the wellness center. So in the meantime, her practice is right around the corner, but we can schedule it for you so that you can have your womb massages done to promote circulation. All right, so again, we're virtual, but here are some things to think about. How can advanced Yoni steaming practices enhance your personal wellness or your professional offerings? It supports you releasing the bad and embracing the good. So if you put your hand on your womb and think about it, as women, we hold so much there. We hold our trauma there. We hold depression. We hold our dreams. We hold our visions because we birth from our womb. We birth spiritually and we birth carnally. And Yoni steaming helps to release those things. And that is the theme of this year. It is to release those things. It says, what challenges might arise and how can they be addressed? So when you start steaming and you start to release, sometimes you feel hormones and emotions that you have not felt in quite a long time. And you don't know what to do with it. You may cry more. You just more emotional, right? You just may have feelings, maybe even counteracted, like I'm angry, I'm mad, right? And you don't know, I'm frustrated, and you don't know how to deal with that. Well, that's why I am here. That's why we have the team of mental health practitioners. We have Miss LaShonda Stubbs, we have Miss Chasleen Jones, and then on the other side of the fence, we have Mr. Reese to support. Because of course, as a woman, if you're releasing and you're working on yourself and then your partner is like, I don't know what's going on with her, I don't know how to deal with it, we have Mr. Reeves to support your partner, your spouse with that. Because women, we gonna evolve, right? We're gonna morph, we're gonna evolve. So they'll need some help too. So that's why I mentioned that. So here are your next steps. You guys ready for your next steps? All right, here we go. So you want to start incorporating advanced herbal formulations into your practice, which means schedule your Yoni steam appointment. Below this video, I placed the link to schedule your Yoni steam. And for our first 30 days, we are offering steams at 50% off. So that's a way to say, hey, come on in, test the waters, get started. If you have not done it before, and that ends on the 2nd of February. So you want to get in and schedule your time. Also, you want to share insights with others to promote awareness. So in order for us to reach the individuals that we need to reach to help them heal, to help them stop suffering from painful menstrual cramps, to help them with the symptoms they're going through with perimenopause or with menopause. If some people have gone through trauma, they've had miscarriages, they're suffering in silence with infertility, you want to share this because you never know. A lot of people think, I know I was one of them, that I was alone. I really felt like I was by myself. Nobody understood. I felt like I would be judged. Well, share it, share this information so that they understand I do have a place. I have a safe place where I can be loved, embraced, and I can have true results on my journey. Also, continue learning through our workshops and our programs. We have a 10-module course for women to understand their bodies and to work through becoming a mother. We have birth classes, breastfeeding classes. We have women empowerment classes that are coming up. We have support system classes. If your concern or your issue may be your marriage or your relationship, well, like I said, we have I See My Baby Men support services where your spouse, your partner can get the support that they need. We're not leaving out the youth. We have a class coming up. It's a series of classes called Growing Up Gracefully, where we support young women going through puberty and all of what comes with it, relationship, communicating, etiquette, how to carry yourself, modesty, how to have difficult discussions, how to set boundaries. So we have a whole lot of workshops, seminars, and support. We even have a big one coming up for the men where the new movie called The Forge will have a screen showing and discussion for them. I think that's going to be profound. But that's just a little bit. If you want to learn more, you go to iseemybaby.org. You click on our story, our programs, and scroll down, and you'll have the link to all of our classes and what's going on. And you can follow us on Eventbrite. So every time something new pops up, you will get the notification. You can also join our subscribe and join our newsletter. So that way you'll get an email every time something is coming up to stay in the loop, because it's a lot. But if you join the community, you will stay in the know. Here are the actual prices. Again, it is 50% off until the 2nd of February. We have memberships available because if you're on a program, you want to have that additional discount and know that this is my routine and commit to it, just like you commit to anything else, right? You commit to it. The ladies that love to get their pedicures and things, or if you need your hair done, like for me, with my sister locks, every month I have to get retwisted. It's not happening. It's not going to happen like every month. That is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to find the proceeds to make sure it gets done. That's how you need to look at your Yoni steaming ritual. Also, if you're celebrating a birthday, if you want to get together with your friends and say, come on, y'all, I don't have nothing to do on this Saturday afternoon, or let's get together and just have a good time. You know, if you're celebrating a milestone, it is a true vibe to steam with your girlfriends because you guys are working through your womb health together. You get to laugh, have some crazy conversation, right, with one another. So we have those as well, and we have advanced packages for you if you want snacks and beverages and things of that sort. We can celebrate with you. And there is the QR code as well. And like I said, I also put the link in the chat for you to click on. So I want to thank you all for listening to me on this Saturday morning. And again, if there are previous sessions that you've missed, you can go to our YouTube channel, I See My Baby, and you can see the recordings there. If I did not answer your question or you have more questions, please reach out to me at info@iseemybaby.org. Give us a call, 229-939-3240. You guys, I love you guys. Stay safe. Again, follow us. We're on all platforms. There's no excuse. All right, take care. Bye.